Going on to you, Libras. So there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website. It has all the ways for you to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the show going. I do everything from birth chart readings, tarot readings, help you understand the tarot so you can read for yourself or read in general. And what else? I have books that are out as well. So yeah, thank you in advance. But for you Libras, you have the Knight of Cups, the World, and the Page of Pentacles. So let me go ahead and take a step back and check out what exactly these cards are about. So this is a pretty simple, straightforward reading. There's not a lot of complication here. A lot of you Libras very much so are done making a lot of fast-paced decisions because you're pulling from the opposite polarity of Aries. The Knight of Cups, the World, and the Page of Pentacles is about how you will still get to know other people. You're still open to do that. Your air signs, right? You'll always be open to a certain extent to meet other people, but at the same time, it has to be correct. It has to, make sense. It can't just be you just talk to anyone and you let anything slide. Like, when you're talking to somebody and you're listening to what it is that they have to say, but you're not actually really being discerning with what it is that they have to say. They're telling you about, they done did this, and you still decide to hang out with them, even though they're showing you that in the future, they could be a problem. So a lot of you are, a lot of you have to understand that, because of this, once again, a lot of you are very much so safeguarding your own happiness, taking care of yourself, being way more selective about the quality of the people that you keep around you. Friends, just period, just general, you know what I mean? In every area of your life, you're not discriminating about what area in your life, you want to have people who have a good head on their shoulders and then people who don't. And that's going to have you make a lot of very good decisions in the first place. The Five of Pentacles and the Judgment is about how, and you'll be very selective about the quality that of the people that come to you. It speaks to how you'll be able to see through people way faster. You are able to see through people way faster, and once again, it's like hitting or pressing the fast forward button. You know what I mean? On it, in a sense that you can see through people, because why are people so hyped up in the first place? Why are people so out of their lane in the first place? And you Libras will be able to see it and be able to know what it is that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Very, very easy to see. And because of it, you won't waste so much time the way that you used to. However, though, the Judgment represents they're going to try to spin it on you. When you stop hanging out with people, you're only going to need to meet them once, twice, maybe even 3 times, spend some time with them and stuff like this before they give you enough information for you to be able to make a good discerning judgment on whether you should continue to have them in your life or whether you should essentially stop hanging out with them. But when you do that, they're going to try to flip the script and make it seem like it's your fault. It's your problem. That may even be done to you right now, where people are trying to flip the script and they're happy at the fact that you Libras took the fall over something. But these are people that you Libras already know, right? And a lot of you Libras are kind of like, right? The Tower. You're in a situation where specifically with people that you know that you can't trust them anymore. And I was speaking for future tense, even though this was happening to you in present tense, because this is what it is that you have learned. You learn that, from the situation that you're currently in now, where some people that you thought were so close to you essentially betrayed you, right? And they metaphorically threw you up underneath the bus. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a situation where you learn from your mistake, right? You're able to look at it and you're like, you really have learned several things, or a lot, from this uh from this journey, from this part of your life. Because I'm seeing that a lot of you Libras are really going through a learning, growing pains. A lot of you right now, very much so, are learning from your, you're learning from your own, you know, inability to learn from your past self. So in other words, when you were younger and, you were more hyped up, you were able to get away with a lot of things. But now a lot of you Libras are getting older, and you could still be young. You could be in your 20s, you know what I mean? You could be in your early 20s for that matter, if this applies to you. But no matter what age you are, a lot of you Libras are realizing that that was then and this is now. And that, if you don't have accountability and take responsibility for yourself, then the world has a way of dealing with you. And in other words, the people that you put so much trust in, they are showing you as of right now that you have to learn a very harsh lesson, that you may be able to get away with certain things then, but if you hang around the wrong type of people, they don't really have your back like that. So it's all going to come around full circle. And once again, this has nothing to do with karma. It has everything to do with you have faulty friends. You have faulty romantic interests. You have people who will throw it back in your face if you Libras tell them something in confidence, tell them something that was supposed to have remained a secret. They will throw it back in your face and make it seem like you shouldn't have, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have told them this whack secret because you whack in the first place. What are you doing? And try to point fingers and laugh at you, or try to get you to feel a certain kind of way. And a lot of you Libras are realizing this, and you're realizing this quite quickly. This lesson all came at once. But see, this is what I'm talking about. You Libras have had to deal with this lesson for months now. And a lot of you Libras are still trying to figure out how. Look, the truth of the matter is, Libra, you got to stop thinking about how to figure it out and actually apply it to your life. Truth be told, you're doing way too much reminiscing and trying to figure out. You're doing way too much, because I'm over here shuffling cards up for weeks, and a lot of you are still thinking about this situation. Stop thinking about it. Move forward with your life. You know what I mean? You got to learn to move forward with your life. Stop being mad at me when I talk about things, because it's the truth. A lot of you are thinking about what it is that you could have done in the past. You're playing with time. You're thinking about what it is that you could have done in the past to not get you here. And you're thinking about what it is that you'll do. Tell me I'm wrong. You're thinking about what it is that you are going to do in the future to not end up back here. And what it is that you Libras are missing is the Fool and the Hierophant. You're missing. You still have to think about the here and now. You have to think about the present. The past is already done. And thankfully, you Libras have learned your lesson. So you can change now, and you can change your future. You overly thinking about your past does not mean squat. You Libras are going to have to actually figure a way out to think about how it is that you Libras are going to enrich yourselves now and in the future. Okay? So remember to remain in the present. The Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles is about how it is that there's some small changes that you can make right now. One of the things that you can change right now is the Ten of Pentacles, to be more discerning about the relationships that you're in. And when I mean relationships, Libra rules relationships, all kind of relationships. So that's friendships, romantic relationships, of course, platonic, family, okay? Libra rules all those types of relationships. So this is about you having to make sure that these relationships, there is reciprocity. It's no more the two of you just hang out with each other and the two of you don't actually offer anything to each other. They don't have your back. You don't really have theirs, right? Be more discerning about who it is that you choose to spend your time with. Are they reciprocating to you? Are you reciprocating to them? If you're not doing that, then you should not be hanging around them. And the Nine of Pentacles, have a purpose, have something to do. Stop sitting around lounging, because Libra is a zodiac sign, that shares that with Taurus. And both Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. But y'all can sit around and y'all could get lazy. Y'all could be lounging. Y'all could just be laying back. And I understand why it is that you Libras do it. You Libras are uninspired. Yeah, but forget about that uninspired crap. That uninspired crap, trying to figure out how to gain inspiration and stuff like this. You're not a painter. A lot of you Libras are not artists. As far as like a traditional artist, as far as like a sculptor or like a painter, right? And I'm sorry to have to be harsh on you or whatnot. I don't want to necessarily be harsh on you, right? I ain't gonna say I'm sorry to be harsh on you, but I don't want to be harsh on you Libras, but it's something that has to be done. You overthinking about past and how you're going to do in the future, but then you're not actually doing anything now in the present, and you keep going through this week after week after week. You got to get over that. So let's clarify the Nine of Pentacles. King of Wands, Five of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Queen of Wands. The King of Wands, Five of Cups. Whenever it is that you choose to leave other people, when you know that you are bringing a lot of value to them, you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to second guess yourself. They will dislike the fact that you left. They will know that it's a win for you and that them being in your life was something that they needed more than you. The Knight of Pentacles and the High Priestess, right, is about how because you'll always meet other people, in your life. There will be way more other people if you set it up this way, okay? If you want to meet a lot of other people, okay? And the High Priestess represents, but that's gonna take some effort on your part, though. The Queen of Wands represents, right, to meet your other half, but also don't allow other people to overvalue themselves and think that just because they may be important or they may have something to offer, that just because they may have something to offer, they're unwilling to offer it, because that's another thing or another tactic that a lot of people will do too, another mind game that people will try. They'll talk about, they have a PhD, they talk about they make so much money and they do this and they do that, and it's like, okay, but are you willing to share? Are you actually going to share, or are you just talking smack? Because talking smack doesn't mean anything in the long run at all. So are you going to do something, or are you talking smack? So anyway, that's pretty much it.